everyone. Today at International Airport Summit in London, Kensington, I am joined by Ronald Leitch, the Operations Director at Glasgow Airport. Thank you so much, Ronald, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So could you please start to introduce yourself to our audience, please?
My name's Ronald Leitch. I'm the Operations Director at Glasgow Airport, part of the AGS Airports group.
Sure, thank you. And so as 2023 comes to a close, how have things been for Glasgow Airport?
2023 has been a good year. So on the back of the recovery from the pandemic, we've seen an increase in passengers of almost 1 million passengers this year, which is great to see us getting back on the road to recovery.
Excellent, great. So are there any new projects or terminal operations happening that you could tell us about?
One of the biggest projects we're working on at the moment, similar to most airports across the UK, is next generation security. Readying our airports for next June for that compliance date. That's a significant investment, over £25 million across the 3 airports, to put in the new security scanners and the new X-ray and tray return systems to align with that.
Okay, understood. And that's good to hear. I also wanted to talk to you about some of your money that you've been awarding to communities. So it's been reported that Glasgow Airport has awarded over £120,000 as a flight path fund to help support 62 charities. Could you give us a background to this initiative and why you thought to do this and what it has since accomplished?
We're immensely proud of the airport's Flight Path Fund. This was created on the back of the responsibility that we have of running a significant piece of national infrastructure. Also comes with the responsibility of supporting the communities that our airport serves. A lot of our staff work, and our staff that work at the airport live in those communities. And part of that Flight Path Fund that was created 13 years ago was to give back to those areas which are around about the airport. We've given over 1.8 million in those 13 years to over 800 charities, focusing on education, employment and the environment areas.
Understood, great. It's good that you're doing so much as an airport for social responsibility. So in terms of route development strategy, it's been reported that EasyJet have launched routes to Egypt and Larnaca and Jet2 to Morocco. How do these new routes sit in more broadly with Glasgow Airport's route development strategy, and how have they helped generate passenger traffic?
They absolutely sit at the centre. We've seen some growth across EasyJet, TUI, Loganair, British Airways, most of our Sunshine airlines, EasyJet included, and Jet2. And again, it's a lot of people since the pandemic have wanted to reconnect with friends and family, wanted that value of that leisure break and that leisure holiday. So we understand from the travel trade and from airlines that demand is there, and we're continuing to work with airlines to serve those markets, particularly to get the sunshine, which in Scotland we don't particularly see a huge amount of. Right.
Lovely. And so I also found it really interesting to read about Project Helios, which is a project aiming to be the first national drone network to transport essential medicines throughout Scotland. Could you tell us a bit more about this project and what it sets out to achieve?
Project Helios is a fantastic project that we are part of a consortium of organisations, including the National Health Service, NAT, and it's led by Fiona Smith, our Group Head of Aerodrome Strategy at AGS. And it's looking at how do we use the experience and knowledge within the aviation sector to apply that to new technology, and that new technology that will then serve to support the local communities and regions, and particularly some of those remote areas that would normally be accessed, whether it might be by ferry or by certainly long distance road, by using drone technology for medical purposes, and whether that's medication deliveries, test samples. And I was delighted just a few weeks ago to see the first flight from Glasgow Airport operate. So both Fiona, myself and many others from the consortium were on airport to see that first flight leave the controlled airport, head across the hospital and come back, and it was fantastic to see.
Amazing, that's such a good achievement. And so how will the airport ensure that drones will be able to pass safely and coexist with other air transport in the air?
Fiona Smith summarised that perfectly yesterday in one of the panel sessions, where we were talking about airports have got many, many years of experience and knowledge of operating aircraft in fairly constrained and challenging environments. Bringing this technology into that is just another part of using that experience, using that knowledge, and looking at how we do that in a safe and efficient manner.
And just as my final question, what is keeping you up at night?
For me, it's the fragility of the aviation ecosystem. Many airports, airlines, providers are still in a challenging situation at the moment, just around that recruitment, new jobs, opportunities. That still remains quite a fragile position, so that's probably the one thing that's keeping me certainly awake at night.
Oh, understood. Well, thank you so much, Ronald. That was my final question.
Thank you.